My beautiful stars, reading time. So today we are going to do person on your mind, how they are viewing you and your current situation, and how you are viewing them and your current situation. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's get into it. First, I just want to start off with what's actually going on in your connection currently. What's actually going on? Universe. Actually, I want to get tarot first. I never go for tarot first. Why am I getting called to do tarot first? Maybe you've just started delving into your craft. You could be a tarot reader. All right, let's get from the universe the current situation. All right, what's going on here? All right. Knight of Wands, first card. This could have been a very passionate kind of connection. All right, there's something about shifting consciousness. Hold on, let's just get your top row. Okay. All right. Okay. It's funny, we've got the two most impulsive knights here. There's something about impulse. Maybe there's been a little bit of in and out with this connection. I do feel that there's a lot of passion here that you guys share. This is coming from the universe, but I do think you guys are needing some form of... I don't want to say new beginning, more of a different direction. Okay, there's something here about both of you are shifting with consciousness when it comes to one another right now, but I think you're both being triggered with impulse and patience. Both of these knights are very impatient. I think the universe is trying to grant you a new opportunity, but I do also say the Fool, for me, sometimes when it comes to love, he can be a little bit foolish and a little bit carefree with certain warning signs she's being presented. I feel this connection, when it comes to one another, you lead with a sense of urgency. You don't lead with stillness, which means you lead with emotion. Okay. And I feel this collective, if they're trying to get you to shift this consciousness of leading with emotion and being impatient and impulsive towards one another, you guys would have clearly had a lot of lessons with this. So let it be every time this person has popped into your energy, because it has been led by impulse, it's become quite reactive or quite burdensome. You guys don't have that clear, transparent communication. You're more focusing on the end stop. So let it be every time this person has popped in, it's kind of that expectation, oh, they're back, everything's going to work out well, da-da-da. And then it ends up going the complete different direction because you're not noticing the warning signs of each other's emotion. Okay, we say this Knight of Swords, he's so eager to get to the end. There's red flags everywhere and he's not noticing it. He's just full of rapid force. And I say when he arrives, it kind of creates this extreme high, but then it goes to a rapid low. And I feel you both have experienced this. These three cards here, clearly something needs to be shifted. There needs to be a little bit more of a... I'm wanting to say logical approach. And I know I always say that, especially if you resonate with being a divine, I'm tapping into a lot of divines over here on YouTube. Logic isn't always the best, but for this specific collective, you running off emotion and your pure emotional needs, it doesn't work. There needs to be some more logic with what's approaching towards you. There's something here about expectation. You're always getting kind of bit in the bum because of it, okay? I don't know if the person you're connected to is more of a lighthearted, very charming, kind of spontaneous, undaunted kind of energy, the way that they present. This Knight of Wands, for me, he's kind of that player energy in my mind. So I don't know if there's a fear that from the collective that's watching, whenever they come in, you put your needs on the back burner because you're worried, does this person have other options available? Is this, is this that? I just feel you're very prompt. You're very prompt to accept what comes to the table with them. There's not stillness before a reply or before your action is put forward. Okay, you're so worried about making this person stay that you're ignoring the red flag, especially of the approach of energy. If there's been a lot of damage here and you're just accepting, let it be kind of that breadcrumb energy, very eager to respond to a, oh hey, how are you, or hey, how have you been going, and there's been damage and you're just like, yeah, la, la, la. Like you're not seeing yourself properly. Okay, the universe is clearly saying when it comes to impulse here, it doesn't work for your connection. There needs to be more stillness. But let's confirm. Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is also a very rebellious energy too, doesn't like being told what to do. So maybe there's been a bit of a hurdle with you guys when it comes to that kind of freedom energy. Maybe this person really, someone that really does prioritize independence, and if they're in a connection where they're feeling caged, it kind of sets their alarm bells off. I'm hearing it for a reason, but they're saying the universe over the past 6 months, they've been trying to really activate you into your inner truth. And I always said, like a catalyst for change, again, the new direction in mind, the consciousness. And I always say for them to be able to do this, they have to provide the emotion, the fire, to make us evolve from it. So and I see this a lot with the divines. You get stuck on a layer. So I don't know if something happened here about 6 months ago or in the month of June, where once again you guys were tested with impulse, you guys were tested with trying to get to the finish line before it was ready, and again it backfired. The universe is saying we've been trying to make you see this for the past 6 months. It's been a cosmic trigger, it's been divine intervention. And I always say the only way that they can give us those lessons is through emotion, and that emotion is hard. That's the emotion that transforms us. People that are just wanting happiness and this and that, it's just plain comfort. It creates stagnation. For you guys to evolve this, you have to keep walking through it. But for me to be getting called to do this reading right now, if you guys have been stuck on the layer of just impulse and constantly accepting breadcrumbs, whatever it is, you're going to get another test to see, have you broken through this layer? But again, catalyst for change. Your connection is never going to work with these two energies here. You guys could be quite passionate people in general, and, you know, get easily triggered over little things, and reflect back onto your connection. Was it quite argumentative? Was it quite explosive when certain trigger points would be pushed? Would you guys think before, you know, conversing? Would you get to the source of the issue? Would you get to the source of the issue and, you know, really solve that challenge through depth of communication, opening up the vulnerability to build the structure, the foundation? Or would you guys lead off impulse and just kind of bam, 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 back and forth with each other? Because it clearly doesn't work in this connection. Okay, the universe is wanting you to heal this. Eight of Cups, you need to walk away from this. The universe is saying this will never come into alignment until this consciousness shifts. Release what doesn't serve you. This actually makes you emotionally unfulfilled. You should never try and rush something, especially trying to rush something that has been broken before. You need to heal everything that broke it to be able to evolve it. Okay, otherwise you're just going to repeat the past. They're saying it's time to move on from this energy. This would create a lot of anxiety in a connection as well. Remember, true love is meant to grow and develop. It's meant to blossom. We're taught in this world that the spark, which is devil energy, because we're leading off lust, is what love should be. If there's no spark, there's no connection. That's wrong. It's meant to develop and grow over time. You're meant to learn to love each other at your worst, not just your best. You need to develop and see, can this person nurture and take care of my vulnerabilities as I can them? Can I wake up every day and choose this person even through their traumas and through their grievances, vice versa? That doesn't just happen overnight. For the right collective, patience has been something that's really been lacking here with this person. And I'm just imagining that, especially if there has been a lot of time away from one another. Yes, that might be, you might feel like you're being patient because of the time away, but every time there's been interaction where it matters, there's been no patience. You've been trying to rush the end stop and it's backfired. Okay. It's like there's such a carefree approach when they come in like this. Even though you have a hurricane within, you don't voice your needs and your wants. You're just so happy to see this person popping back up in your energy. It's like sometimes I think you fail to really recognize what's actually been done here. Okay. Again, so much warm-hearted, charismatic, open energy, da 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 da. It's funny because this is coming from the universe, and I can see already why this is on pause for the right collective. Like I said before, this wouldn't serve anyone in a relationship. I think when it comes to depth of vulnerability, you guys still clam up. I don't think the right collective, you've actually really, I'm seeing that unfinished business. There's so many core things that have not been spoken here. And every time there's been communication, you guys have never gotten to the nitty gritty. Okay, it's very surface level. And again, that just comes from fear that they're not going to stay, and ignoring things and ignoring the pain and ignoring the damage yourself for wearing a mask. So even with this Knight of Swords, it's been an Ace of Swords in reverse. You've been clouded here. Clouded judgment, blocked communication, misinformation. But again, you were ignoring the red flags. And it's led to hostility. It's led to abruption. Don't make it fit. I was feeling that before. This impulsive energy towards one another, it ends up in an explosion of some way or form. So every cycle this has come around, you haven't learned the right collective to break free from this and slow it down. Biggest message here from the universe. Without this shifting, and they've been trying to shift it for quite a while, emotionally, internally, there's still some work that needs to be done here, which I'll tell you right now before I even get into all of this. Next time this person comes up, it's going to be impulsive and it's going to be just unpredictable. And that lesson falls with this collective. How are you going to deal with it? Yeah, they're saying go within. So there's been a lot of healing that's needed here. You've needed to go through a Four of Swords because of this connection, both of you. Isolation, going within, silence, taking a break, healing, calibrating, retreat. I always say Four of Swords as well. For me personally, it's learning to reconcile the past. So to reconcile the past, we need to heal it and let it go and move on from it. There's still things here in the past that have not been healed, and it's time to focus on that. Okay, so right now, currently, the universe is saying we are trying to shift this. We are trying to get you to see yourself. We're trying to get you to see your value. Remember, the start of any connection, that's the structure that you are building, right? So if you are putting your needs and wants on the back burner, over time it progressively gets worse, worse and worse, okay? Biggest thing I'm hearing is your emotion matters. Your cup comes first. Don't have fear for speaking up for your needs and wants because you're worried about a retreat again. Because the thing is, how you've been going around this, you sacrificing and putting your needs on the back burner, it's not making them stay anyway. And if you standing up for yourself in a kind, compassionate, constructive way, yes, makes this person retreat again, they're not meant to be in your life anyway right now. They will not move you forward till you heal this. Okay, stop leading with passion when it comes to this person. I want one more. So just be careful. There could be something approaching in the next few days. Again, there's a reason I'm being called to do this reading. I wouldn't be rushing long-term plans. That's the issue here. You're so focused on the end stop, making this person stay, you're forgetting all the in-between, the colour of the situation. You're seeing this so black and white. But let's get into it. Okay, so I just want to see... I just quickly want to see these. I just want to see if there is something around. And then we'll break it all. Date night. There we go. Okay, so you've got date night. Prepare to be wined and dined, but then the self-involved. I'm not going to say narcissist, but someone's too full of themselves. They're self-involved. That's that Knight of Wands approach. So what's going to happen again? Don't rush it. Don't be rushing a date night. There's a lot more that needs to be solved and healed before you're worrying about a date night. Okay, you're going to get tested here. So let's just say it's been a lot more dry every time this person's come in, and this time there's a little bit more emotion. There's been a little bit more emotion. It's a little bit more open. It's more, instead of just, hey, how are you? It's, hey, how are you? I've been thinking about you. You know, I wouldn't mind catching up and, you know, grabbing a bite to eat or going for a coffee or hot chocolate, whatever it may be. There's a reason I said coffee or hot chocolate. Maybe you don't drink coffee, or this person doesn't. Why would you... as a collective, someone in their worth, right? Self-appreciation, self-value. If it's been a relationship like we just saw, no one would be like, okay, let's catch up. All right, like just to make it clear, because this collective, if you give in to that, right, because it's a test, and then last minute this person cancels, it's, oh my God, it's happened again. They're this, they're that. They're just playing with my emotion. They're this, they're that. Be ahead of it. You be empowered, you be in control of the situation, okay? Intuition. The red flags you ignore will come back and bite you on the bum later. And I always say no bigger sign than our body's emotion. And guaranteed, when this person's name pops up, your body's going to be in complete ignition. Let it be the palpitating heart. Let it be, you know, the pacing, the anxiety. Should I message? Shouldn't I message? That is your higher self saying, warning, step back. This is going to make your trauma worse, right? Your every single bit of your emotion is igniting. So if you're going to feel those red flags internally, what makes you think a date night's going to soothe it? I see this all the time. If I just see them, if I just talk to them in person, everything's going to... No, it's not going to be okay. You're just seeing these... It's that Knight of Wands, that Knight of Swords. We're trying to, again, rush to the end stop instead of healing what's been done. Okay? Right, collective, this makes sense. Your biggest hurdle here is your Knight of Wands, your Knight of Swords. So again, if you are feeling all this emotion and then you lead with the passion, because that's what it is, the acceleration of emotion, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, you're not learning your lesson. And this is why I say collectives need discernment. This specific collective, this is your block, leading that way. Okay, so I see this a lot. People watch readings every day. Oh, they're all resonating. They're all resonating. Well, they're not really because collectives are different. Maybe they're resonating because there's things in the message that you need to hear. But I always say when I deviate or add little details, they're the things that will either connect you. I always say make sure you're not making details fit. I'm not that reader. Take what fits and leave the rest. Okay, if you're watching readings continuously and they're resonating, maybe there's healing messages you need, but this specific collective, you can't lead from passion. That is what blocks this connection. Okay, so if you're watching and your relationship, you don't lead from passion, this isn't a hurdle for you. It's not your collective. This right collective, a date night's not going to fix your problems here. There's far greater things that need to be fixed first. Okay, and if you're getting all of that emotion just from a message, imagine what it's going to be like when you see this person. If you already struggle putting your needs and wants first and seeing them, it's going to be even further back. If you can't even put your needs and wants first over a message through technology, seeing them face to face, you got no hope. So they're wanting you to fix that first. Okay. And if you find pain and upset and overwhelm for putting yourself first, you're not ready for this relationship in the nicest way, okay? You shouldn't have fear by putting up a boundary you were going to lose someone. Then, again, you're not seeing it right. The right person won't run away because of a boundary, okay? But let's confirm. You could have lived with this person. This specific card is about moving. You could be moving soon or thinking of moving, but this is about change of residence, moving in with your partner. And I just want to backtrack a little bit, because this collective, you've always led from passion and impulse in this connection. So let's say in the past, you guys were a couple that just pretty much off the bat, you started staying at each other's house all the time, or they just moved in gradually without even a conversation because they were just there all the time, or vice versa. From the very start of your connection, you guys have struggled with your knight's energy towards one another. So let's just say as well, because I always say you repeat the past mistakes, you're going to repeat it in your current cycle. So for them to have date night here with change of residence, moving in with your partner, you will be tested with this again. You will be eventually tested with this again. So again, they're wanting to heal this, because I guarantee you this kind of energy that I'm seeing for this connection, you wouldn't last 6 months. Okay, maybe your relationship was only very short-lived in the past too. They tried to show you how quick you moved here. It didn't work. So why would you be rushing? Okay, especially, and I'm hearing this, I'm going to say this, it's come to my mind, especially if this person reaches out because they're like, oh, let's say you've got a bit of distance. It's coming to my mind for a reason, deviation for a reason. Don't make it fit. Let's say there's a bit of distance, and maybe this person says to you, oh, I'm moving to the area, or whatever the case may be. I wouldn't mind seeing you. I wouldn't mind catching up with you. Why? Because now that they're moving closer to you, they're thinking, oh, I could catch up with this person. That's a flag. That's not something to be excited about. Okay, there's a reason it's come to my mind. Or they're working in your area or something. Oh, I'm working in the area. Do you want to catch up? Do you want to, like, that's, yeah, again, it's impulsive. But for the right collective, again, there's a reason I say everything. You could have moved that quick last time that you guys didn't even have date nights because you were just living in each other's pockets at home as well. I'm hearing that. I feel your whole connection. You've always had examples about how you guys were just trying to rush to the end stop. And you miss those core fundamentals. It's really sad because most couples, their escape is to sit on the couch and watch TV. That's the only form of intimacy that you guys share. Sitting at home, having dinner, watching TV. That would just destroy any relationship. I know I say some relationships thrive at being at home, but every relationship, you need some excitement. You need a date night at least once a week or once a fortnight, especially once it's become more of a long-term connection. There's something here, this collective, like there's a reason that's coming to my mind. And maybe that's another reason you might be tempted to fall short, especially if you guys didn't really have date nights and stuff in the past. You might be thinking, oh, this person's changed. No. I want one more for moving and date night because I'm really stuck on that row. Manifest of the universe. About to give you a test. Wow. All right. Narcissist, self-involved. So you've got here feeling used. So again, and I just want to say this because I love you guys, right? If you, for the right collective, when things don't go right, you go straight back into they're so full of themselves, they're selfish, they don't think about anyone but themselves. I feel like this person's just using me, but you let them. You let them. So again, let's go back to, let's say this person does say to you, oh, I'm in the area, I want to catch up, I wouldn't mind talking to you. What's happening again? It's going to their time, what they need, okay? Their impulse, especially if it's been bloody 6 months or since June since you've heard from this person, right? Why would you bend over backwards for that to just be burnt, to get you back into this mind frame? They're this, they're this, they're that, okay? It's very important for the right collective. It's not that the emotion's not here, but this, I feel you constantly adapt to what this person needs from this connection. And in turn, it just burns you emotionally and you start to harbor resentment here, all because you're losing your voice. And that's your fault as a collective. This person's not taking your voice away. You're just choosing not to speak up for your needs because you're more concerned about the permanence. This person being a permanent fixture, even with this kind of behavior. Cycles. So they're going to repeat a cycle. So this is about don't ignore the flags this time. Break the layer. Okay, fake karma, something ended, something will begin, but you need to end, weld out that energy. Okay, because they're about to be back. See it. Don't. Biggest advice. Whatever's coming next, do not have any expectation of union. Do not have any expectation we're going to start dating again. This person's back for good. Do not have that expectation. What's the saying? Have the expectation of what can I learn from this next point of interaction? How can I develop my self-appreciation and my value, my self-value in this next point of communication? How can I evolve this from what we're stuck on? How can I heal the impulse here? If your main focus is how do I heal the impulse here, every time you want to do something impulsive, hopefully, ding, 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 I'm about to lead with passion and impulse. I'm not leading from an emotionally centered place. Because again, I'm going to say it, this is a test coming to hopefully evolve you to the next layer. Okay, we need to 8 of cups, what doesn't serve. And the only way to 8 of cups of what doesn't serve is to face the fire and walk through it and release it. Okay, release without fear. Oh, no, just trust. Okay, and again, there's confirmation of distance. There's a reason oh, sorry, someone's at my door, hold on. Holy moly, sign. And you want to hope this person doesn't just turn up either. Gosh, I forgot what I was saying then. What were we saying? 8 of Cups thing. So yeah, to release the layer, you need to walk through it and release the fear of it, of what comes next. All right. And it's not to cancel out your faith and, oh, that's what I was saying, the distance. Everything I say is for a reason. The right collective, there is distance here. So you and your partner may be physically or emotionally distant. And the little spy, very heavily in your energy. All right, let's get into it. I want to see how they're viewing you right now. And I'll tell you right now, I feel it. Their emotion's going to be beautiful. That's not what's lacking here. It's that you both present to each other still with your armor. So, sorry, deviation. So we talk about I'm a shadow worker. So when I read you guys personally, I'll tap into your emotional blockages and the person connected to you. What's blocking this connection? So I always say our shadow starts from 3 or 4 years old, right? So when we're building our armor, our subconscious programming, when we're triggered and when we have that of emotion, this is what comes up, our armor. What we've taught ourselves from a young age to protect ourselves. At an age we don't even know emotion. Okay, so this is what holds us back in life. And the issue here is when this person approaches you, their alarm bells are going off because there's so much emotion. So they present to you with their armor. Now this person's armor is clearly that Knight of Wands behavior, the big bravado, the charming energy, kind of acting like I'm undaunted, water off a duck's back, right? They lead with passion, they lead with impulse, they might lead very sexually as well. That's their armor. That's what makes them feel safe, not that it's right. So every time they come in, you take their armor personally instead of seeing this is coming from a place of vulnerability. This is why they're acting like this, right? So because you take it personally, your armor goes full force. So clearly this passionate, this says something about your abandonment, your codependence. You get triggered into unworthiness yourself because look at what you're excusing. So because they're presenting this way, your armor goes up, right? So now we've got 2 people with their armor trying to interact and it's not working, especially for divines. Your armor is what tears you guys apart, right? So for the right collective, instead of taking their armor personally, see, they are vulnerable. I intimidate them. I emotionally ignite them. That's why they wear this mask. So I'm not going to take this mask personally, and I ain't going to wear my mask. My mask isn't going to come up in fear that I'm about to be rejected again or abandoned or this. I'm going to stand up for myself. I deserve better than this. Okay? It's not that the emotion's not here. The emotion's in acceleration mode. But that's the issue. You guys need to not lead with emotion, because when you're leading with emotion, this is coming up, right? So again, this is going to be beautiful. I already know it, but that's not what matters here. It's approaching this whole situation differently. Okay. How are they viewing you right now? Yarns, they're in a conundrum. They're all tangled. They're tangled by this right now. They know they've strung you along too. So there's already awareness here of their behavior. But unfortunately, it's like this person, just before they approach, and probably every time just before they approach, they actually want to be more open and vulnerable. But then the ignition, the fear comes up, the nervousness. So then they breadcrumb. They dry. Okay? Because this is up. So instead of, again, seeing it as the be-all and end-all, because remember, divines, you're meant to heal each other internally. You're meant to break free from the shackles of the armor. Do not excuse it. Divines give different lessons to karmics. Karmics excuse this shit. Divines put their foot down. Okay? When you see your worth, they see their worth. Remember that. You're a reflection. See your worth. Because they're not silly. They're going over the whole thing right now. The problems they've created. The way they've made you feel. You know what I'm seeing in my mind right now? I'm seeing a naughty corner. You know when the little kid goes into the... I'm seeing that in my mind. I feel this person feels they've backed themselves in the corner because of how detached and how they've presented, when really inside they've got all this emotion. It's kind of when you know, people that bloody lie. It's like they do a lie and then they have to cover it with another lie and another lie, and by the time they finish, are here in China with all of their lies, right? It's like this person has backed themselves in a corner because every time they've approached you, they've acted undaunted. But really, they're like a kettle of emotion for you. It's like volcanic, right? So they know it. They're not silly. They're not silly. Falcon, so they want to rise above. They want to rise above what's been done. So again, in their intention, before they come through, it's changing the direction. But unfortunately, because your veils are still on, because you haven't broken free from this layer, it's not going to happen. So don't hold on to resentment and this and that. It's, again, seeing it as this person's armor's up. I make them emotional. I make them feel vulnerable. And they're intimidated by me. Okay? They're scared to be hurt. I'm not saying to excuse it. I'm just saying to see it. See it for what it is. Okay? See it outside of the box. Strategy. They're definitely strategizing. But I think they're full focus on you right now. They're wanting to transition this. They're wanting to create changes. They are connecting to their higher self, which is beautiful. I'll tell you this right now. I always say, when Source releases things, it's because you're ready. It's not going to make your trauma worse. It's going to evolve you. So those fires they create, they could feel like the be-all and end-all in the moment, but it's a beautiful, beautiful puzzle piece that's needing to be put into place. So for them to be releasing this in this way to trigger you again, it's because you're ready to break free from this layer. Remember that. This is why this reading is finding the right collective. It's to give you strength into standing in your worth and seeing, and not being scared by putting up a boundary. This person's going to disappear. Even if they do disappear again for a little bit, they will come back. Okay? But full focus right now, 23rd of the 2nd. And I want to backtrack too, because this shows the strategy. So if you do get a message saying, I'm in the area or I'm moving, it's actually a strategy. So it's a little bit of a fibby. Okay, so again, not wanting to put their full cards on the table and just say, I've really been thinking about you, da-da-da-da-da. It's more the approach of, oh, I'm in the area, or whatever the case may be. Okay, because if they're strategizing, they're going through everything right now and focusing, and they approach that way, mask. So 23rd of the 2nd could be an important memory or a birthday. Stop it. new beginning, but they're leading from desire. This is about sex and procreation, fertility as well. So there's a reason we say everything. I think this person tends to approach you sexually. Okay, let it be, again, I've been thinking about you, send me a pic or this or that, or I feel it's a defense thing for them, which they could be quite young, all right? Because I find younger energy, it's really weird how this generation, like how life is right now, sex is such the sacredness from it has been removed. Okay, it's, people don't understand the sanctity of our sacred vessel, our soul spark, and just how sexual people are with interaction, especially right off the bat. It's really sad. It's actually sad, but I think again it's a defense mechanism. Just how prominent it is, that's what's making me feel it's kind of what they're accustomed to in their environment and the people around them. So that's what makes me feel they're a bit younger. Gosh, my generation, and I'm so bad with this Gen Z, all of that BS, we don't lead that way. We don't lead that way. So hopefully that makes sense. But they want to establish this again. Okay. Sexuality. Again, very sexual. And another thing with the divine community, feminines normally choose a path of celibacy. You're meant to understand the sacredness of our soul. And this is why a lot of you guys go through this. And you just really, you close that sacral space off. Okay, because you're starting to really value what that energy is. That's powerful. You know, I have to say this, deviation for a reason. There's a reason I'm getting into this for this collective. Maybe this was something that you did go through in the past. It would really kind of lead the way, that actual energy. You've got to remember with a sexual exchange, it's literally like putting a plug into an energy socket. You're exchanging each other's frequency, right? So just backtrack in time. Have you ever been intimate with someone, right? And then after the fact, you're so overwhelmed, you feel icky, you're stressing, you're this, all of these things just start, you're literally picking up their trauma and they're sucking out your magical light, right? Sexual exchange is so important, and people need to have more appreciation of it, and again understand the sanctity of it. They're wanting achievement here. They could be coming in very career focused as well, especially with this rabbit energy. They could be a little bit prouder of their surroundings, which is beautiful. About 30th of the 1st would be birthday memory. Heavy air energy here. January, February, like end of January, February. Anchor, wow. So again, intention. Holy moly. Stable, enduring, solid, steady, secure, persevere, willpower, long-lasting. They're wanting to anchor this. So again, the intention's pure. It's beautiful, besides maybe there's still a bit of a sexual desire here. But they're really wanting to solve the issues. But like I said, the way this presents, it's we will get tarot, but I feel it's a test that's coming. Sun, stop it. So underneath yarn. So again, 23rd of the 1st could be a birthday memory, but they're leading with a little bit of pride and ego. This specific one is pride, ego. But there's a wishfulness here for this success. But there is self-realization. So even though I'm seeing an armored, I do feel it's going to be a bit more emotional than what it was in the past. But it's still going to present all of the warning signs in your body. Okay? But they're really wanting to solve this right now. I want one more for this sun and yarn. Rebirth, literally, death energy over it. Scorpio could be important as well, but they are wanting to rebirth this. They know how it's been going. It doesn't work. It doesn't serve you guys. It doesn't. It's kind of like every time you guys have had this point, they're starting to realize this approach does not work. It ignites us both, where maybe in the past, before they really started delving into their healing or whatever it may be, there was a lot of blame. Oh, they're just toxic, they're abruptive, they're this, they're that. That's why this always ends in explosion. They could have said this to you. Why do we even try? It always ends up explosive, because they had all of these things in their ear, people, whatever it was, validating that maybe you were a toxic person or that you were this, you were that. So then they would get that reaction from you, right, to validate what they think they know about you, but not realizing their approach towards you, especially after all the damage. Of course you were going to get ignited. Okay, it's like they weren't taking accountability for their actions and their approach to this situation, because in their mind, Knight of Wands, the undaunted, the this or that, I'm not doing anything wrong. Okay, which again makes me feel a little bit more of an emotionally immature person, lack of life experience when it comes to that kind of stuff. Okay, but this is rebirthing. There's accountability taking place here, but they're also starting to realize, for them to be going through a rebirth, they'd be reliving the ending right now. Okay, so maybe in the past as well, there was complicated circumstances that cause friction here. Let it be people's opinions or interferences. Like they're starting to actually go over the burdens in the past connection, but again, taking accountability for their part in it. I'll have to get the emotion card, because I feel this person's in deep reflection of their behavior. Not so much your behavior, but their behavior. Rising above. High Priestess. So that could be you as well. How you've risen above. They might be feeling a bit of lack of energy from you around them, if they know it or not, more subconsciously. But I'm not going to lie, she's also one that keeps some things in the dark. She's quite mysterious. This card specifies secrets. Okay, so if they're focused on certain things that have been held back, they are clearly wanting to rise above and be honest and be open. Like I said, it's not that the intention's not there when they think of you. It's just the acceleration that comes when they're about to hit send. Okay, it's like it all goes out the window. It's like that. It's like they'll write this whole message of deep vulnerability, right? And then they're like, oh no, I can't send that. I'll just send a hey first. I'll just send a hey and see if their energy's okay, if they're warmed up, if they're still there. So it's like the intention's there, but just before the hit send or the call, it's the delete. I'm going to be surface level. I'm going to be Knight of Wands. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So that's why you can't take it personally. But back to them, I think they are starting to really trust in their inner knowing. They've got the Twin Flame card. So underneath the new beginnings and desire, soulmate, twin flame, the one, a pair of things, deep soul connection, blooming love. So they do want to bloom it, all right? But they do have faith. It's so sad. It just shows what trauma does. It shows what trauma does. So again, this is finding you to not take it personally when it comes in a certain way, and just put yourself first, because you putting up a boundary, this person ain't going nowhere. Okay, look at the emotion here. It actually makes them put in effort the right way. Magician. So again, wanting to communicate. They want to talk, expression, thoughts, manifestations, resourceful, inspired action, and quickly. Not far off this one. And they see you as a manifestation. They see you as a glowing thread in their life. There you are, the feminine energy. So they do definitely want to ground this. It's funny, we've got masculine and feminine energy here. I do think when they think of you without the fear of what comes next, there's an emotional balance. The Celtic knot. Unconditional love, legendary, divine union, eternal love, infinity, enduring connection of a lifetime. So when they're in their center, that they see you as their divine, but as soon as the trigger point gets hit, it's like all of the belief of this connection goes out the window, because they clearly have rejection, abandonment, trauma, whatever it is. So all of that internal center and knowing goes out the window as soon as they want to hit send for you, and it's society's expectation. This has been too long. There's been so much damage. I strung this person along. I did this. I'm backed in a corner, little naughty corner. I'm backed in a corner. I've avoided my emotion. I better just test the waters first. So you both are still struggling with your armor right now and mask. Okay. Tree of life, wanting to ground this. Okay. I just want to get an animal card for you, see how they're seeing your energy animal wise. Oh, I think they have an expectation. I always say the vulture's message stops us in our tracks. It's like they have an expectation of a bit of a reckoning. Why can't I say that? They could be very tongue-tied right now. But the zebra, holy moly, gosh, do you glow? So they're intimidated by your glow. The people around you, they could think you've got quite a few suitors around you right now as well. Hold on, let's read this vulture. This is a very impactful message card if memory serves me correctly. Guardian and purifier, essential for rebalance. The vulture is perhaps the most misunderstood creature of them all. This intrigue, and that's the big thing that they're going, how they misunderstood you as a person, the blame that they put on you. This intriguing bird balances our ecosystem and prevents the spread of disease. It does the dirty work that no one else wants to and cleans up our messes. I just think you're a forthright communicator as well in their mind. So it's funny that this collective, you always wear a mask with this person, because in their mind you're very forthright with your emotion. So maybe you presenting, if they have a true belief that you're very forthright and you're not afraid to get messy when it comes to certain like if they've got remembrance of this, right? But every time they've come in their Knight of Wands, you're like, hey, how are you? Deep down, you're affecting their mask even more because they don't think you care. If they're used to you speaking your truth and just like this, like that, and then you're acting like nothing's going on, but inside you've got a hurricane, and they've been there stewing about you and thinking about you repetitively, but they got really broken from this too, and then you approach it like nothing's going on. They think, I care about them more. They don't care about me as much. Look at how happy they are. Right, collective, this will make sense. The vulture appears, when the vulture appears as a situation that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. Remember, the vulture is greatly undervalued. What you thought was a mistake or a tragedy was always a blessing in disguise. They're starting to really understand they never saw you properly and the blessing that you were. When in balance, clarifies, reveals wisdom, truth, drop seeds. Stand up for yourself. When out of balance, dramatic and aggressive. So they've got you out of balance. I was feeling that before. Always so much drama, maybe even aggression. I was hearing explosion. So let's see this zebra. So eccentric, creative, and a visionary. So your intellect. So this is about a very worldly card too. That would create intimidation as well, especially if there is an age gap. I said this person seems young. Zebras are the most precious of gems. They are young at heart but well cultured and have an undenying curiosity about life. Being in the company of a zebra's personality is not only a delight but also opens our minds. They see this within you. So you've been opening their mind more than they've cared to show. Be prepared. Their potent magic is contagious, and you may soon find yourself in a they lose themselves with you. Your touch will destroy me. They can get lost in you. It's actually quite nice. It's just a protection thing, the way they present with you. Make them understand they don't need that with you. Just be honest, be transparent. It's, hear the crow. It's like you guys try to, and again, it comes from insecurities. When you guys present like it's not affecting you, You're doing it in a way, one, in your mind, you want them to feel safe and that you're not burdened by it anymore. I get it. But another part of you is you act like this subconsciously because of the fear of the walk away. I just have to be accepting. I have to be this. I have to be that. But you've got to understand, if this person's so intimidated by you and they're not feeling good enough for you, what will actually work more is your true transparency. Holy moly, my heart is jumping from here to China right now. This is really it's however you're truly feeling in that moment. I wasn't expecting to see your name. I'm thankful you've messaged, but I just need some time to center and I'll get back to you. That's actually going to impact them more, because they're going to think, holy moly, this person really does care about me. They're thinking about me the way I'm thinking about them. It actually opens their heart space more. And it makes them bring down the armor to be more expressive, because they believe that you care. Does that make sense? Right, collective, it will. Expanding your worldview while having a blast. So you are very worldly. You could be quite cultured. Zebras also like to contribute to global health and the environment, volunteer work, so they clearly love this about the right collective. They could really see you're into worldly matter, or you support a lot of charities, or you do a lot of environmental work. Whatever it is, this is something they admire in you, clearly. This card may be a hint to pack your bags. There is something about travel here. Worldly, enthusiastic, fashion forward. I don't think you're fashion forward as in because you've got eccentric here. I think you left from center. But however you stand, I just think you're very, you could be quite eclectic, or I don't think you dress like normal people. It's coming to my mind for a reason, but whatever your fashion sense is, they love. Okay, but when out of balance, you're jaded, maybe a little bit vain and pouty, sad. Okay. Oh, you got the sea serpent. Holy beauty, your beauty. Let's read that one. I heard beauty straight away. Sea serpent. Healing emotional wounds. So you've healed a lot. They do see it. Expressing your desires. The sea serpent represents the energy of expression. If they look into you and how they view you is expressive, vulnerable, speaks your truth in strength, right? You see this world differently, but you're so proud of how you speak. You just kind of don't care what anyone thinks. You're expressive, right? You open up with your desires. You're open. But with them, you clam up and you're like, of course they're going to take it personally. Whether its emotion is creativity, sexuality, or the desire, the sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. So they have this impression you're quite sexual as well. There's a reason we deviated so much on that for the right collective. So maybe they approach you sexually because this is where you found your greatest bond. And I think this collective, you take it personally. It's your armors. There's something about the sexual approach here that shoots you in the foot every time. But in their mind, this was maybe where you found your most strength, especially if it was a 0 to 100. And like if that's where you found your comfort and your intimacy, like if you weren't going on date nights or having those deep, long conversations or being able to overcome challenges, you expressed your love and intimacy through sexual connection. No wonder they approach you this way, to see if that sexual, like it's an imprint in them. That's how they know if you're, but it doesn't work. You can't. That's a huge detail. Okay, I think they approach you that way because that's what makes them know if you're still around or not. But it makes you feel used. It makes you feel taken advantage of. It might make you feel like, are they only approaching me like this because other people in their life, like you got the Knight of Wands. So the right collective, you clearly think this person has other interests in their life. Okay. That's a huge, it sounds irrelevant. It's not. It needs to change. We know what we desire most. Our hearts are at ease and our relationship is meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. Why do I feel, and I'm hearing this, it kind of doesn't align with that, but I'm hearing it. Why do I feel you've offered this person an olive branch? Why do I feel you've offered them forgiveness without them even asking for forgiveness? I feel this person goes over a memory of expression. I feel you opened up vulnerable at one point. This could have been what happened. I'm going back to that 6 months or the month of June. And I don't think they acted. I'm seeing them backed in the corner, right? I feel you have expressed deepness to them, but maybe they took it wrong in that moment. Maybe they took it as you were releasing them, or maybe they were seeing it as you were trying to heal a wound, or it's like, it's coming to my mind for a reason. I feel this collective, not that this person asked for a second chance, or it's like you just out of nowhere, your impulse, you just maybe wrote this person this whole, you changed my, like I'm just seeing this kind of very open message, but I don't think they took it right because they were still in their insecurities. I think they took that as your final release of them, okay? Especially if you got no response. I'm hearing that for a reason. Oh, you're a protector. They see you as home. The beaver protects everyone around her, him, makes people feel stable. There's something about your home life because you got that with the date night. I feel you're a real provider. I don't know if that's your love language, acts of service. You like to make sure everyone feels safe and protected, let it be financially, physically, that are around you. I feel you're a real homebody, okay? But they remember this quality about you. I think they admire it a lot. That beaver reminds me a lot of the wolf card in this. Anyone you let in, it's that King of Pentacles. You're very loyal and trusting, and you provide, and you're a ride or die for people you truly love. It's that energy you would give someone the shirt off your back if they needed it. It's very nice. There's definitely something here that, and again, every puzzle piece leads to the next. So if you did send a message or whatever you did however many months ago, it was a puzzle piece that needed to be put in place for this moment, for this test coming up, okay? It's opening their empathy and their understanding. One more. Oh, the feminine energy, your whale energy. You sing, they listen. Okay, there's truths that you speak that, and the whale is about getting through any terrain, just like that buffalo. You just keep soaring, but you have a softness and a gentleness, and the whale card is so beautiful. Very enduring energy. This person knows they've put you through a lot. I'll tell you that right now, okay? But it's kind of, I'm hearing it's, you glide through life. I'm literally seeing a mermaid. It's like you're a siren, okay? They hear your call. Pretty much what I'm hearing from this person right now as they're viewing you, there's something about the way that you express yourself that is just, it's intimidating for them, okay? You're on an emotional level that I don't know if this person thinks they align with, okay? You seem, again, very worldly. You seem very in touch with emotion. You just, their mind, you stand your truth, okay? You're someone that cares very deeply for people. You're someone that makes people feel safe and they remember safety with you, okay? I feel for a long time, maybe you guys really expressed your love differently, And maybe in the past, your providing nature, they felt a lack of love. Maybe you were someone, maybe a little bit more of a detached lover and more of that homely kind of body, you know, making sure their dinner or their lunch was packed, the house was clean, or bills were always on top of. I think you express your love in a different way, right? But since this connection, they just see this vulnerability that oozes out of you. And maybe for a long time, again, it intimidated them because they've got memories of more of a lack of that and more of this. Maybe for a long time, they really didn't believe you loved them as much as they loved you. But they're starting to understand the evolution and how you've been healing your wounds. And even though this explodes out of you now, I think they're starting to realize this has taken time. So if they were witnessing you so expressive and vulnerable, but every time with them it was surface level and hey, again, it was adding to the, they don't really care about me. I know they can be deep, and this is probably why they are now reflecting on this. What they once thought, that expression, that olive branch I was feeling, was more of a release. They're starting to realize this was this person opening up their vulnerabilities to me. How did I see this wrong? And again, now they feel backed in a corner. Emotion is a big thing they see in you, but it's such a balanced, beautiful emotion. It's nice. Okay, let's see this person's true intention right now. Oh, of course, we keep talking about it. They see you as their twin. They're going over the patience and the time, and is it time to act? I always say it's divine intervention. Neither of you have a choice with communication. It comes from the divine. They think that they're like this, that, the ignition will come when the divine knows you're both ready. It's something to do with your wheels. The exact time, the exact date, the millisecond to it is all coming from the divine for a reason. Let it be in alignment with an energy, a planet, whatever it is, it comes for a reason. I know that sounds but this is coming. They think that I just got to be like this, I got to be like that, I'll do it like this. No, the universe will release it. 24 could be important. 58 is such a magical angel number. It's about intuition and divine guidance as well. I recognize our connection was intense and it still burns my soul. It's a connection that can never be broken, but it's one that must be balanced in order for us to move forward. So they know it. They know it. They know it now. And this is what is sad. Like I said, and this is such an important detail you need to really understand and believe. Just before they hit send, I guarantee you got a novel. They've got so many words, but as soon as the armor, nope, I'm going to just write this. Let's just see if this person's is still warm to my energy. Let's see how they respond to it. Okay, so don't take it personally. I just want you to know how much I miss you and how much you mean to me. It's been so difficult trying to move on without you, but I'm waiting for the perfect time. There ain't no perfect time. It's the universe's perfect time. Time to return, and I'm trusting the process. They know you're their person. You've got twin flame twice now. Okay, they're activated, but now it's where the important layers come. It's time to break the cycles. Okay, for the right collective. And that's another thing that their free will. So their rebelliousness. There's something here about their rebelliousness, and there probably is still a little bit of fear, especially if there is distance and there is real actual burdens that, obstacles that are in place. It's this person definitely doesn't want to lose themselves again. This person lost themselves with you. You lost yourself with them, but you're just viewing it differently. Okay, but if free will is in the forefront of their mind, again, they think that it's all their decision. This is fated. This is divine. It's like, I'll make the decision when it's... Nah, there's a reason I say everything. I'm not saying, it's so weird. People question me when I talk about free will. My actual universal truth, yes, we have power over our decision, but we have so many timelines set into stone. Everything's planned to the millisecond. So just because you might have free will for a decision, you're just altering your timeline through decisions. Does that make sense? So I kind of don't really believe wholeheartedly in free will, because I believe everything is fated. Yes, it's our decision, but it doesn't mean it's still switching to a timeline. It's still switching to a timeline that is timeline. Why did I say that? Time zone, that's a gaming place. But anyway, it still switches to a timeline that's already set in place through decisions. Makes sense? Right, collective, hopefully that makes sense. I get so many people say, oh, it's not free will. My universal truth, everything is fated, and we get this example with signs all the time. You think you drop a pen and go to pick it up and you see a specific number there? That's for a reason. You drop that pen so you can research that number. You leave your keys at home and then you go outside to the car and you've lost 2 minutes for a reason. Everything's timed to the millisecond. Maybe you're meant to miss an accident, or you're meant to hear a certain song when you go into a shop, or you're meant to meet a certain person at a certain time. Everything is timed to the millisecond. Okay, yes, we have free will with choices. Doesn't mean it's not putting us on a path that is still fated through decisions. Hopefully this isn't sounding like word scramble. Oh wow, so underneath twin flame visionary, so they're visioning the future. I finally see and understand everything about this journey. That's good. I'm feeling hopeful for the future. I'm envisioning you back in my life, and I'm continuously working on myself. Love it. First row, perfect. Very nice. Yes, so the deviation about the universe with the patience, big fat yes, confirms this bloody free will energy. Like I said, they think they're in control of the decision right now. No. This is getting released when you're both ready for this test, which is not soon. It's not soon. There's a reason I said that. I feel it's soon. We'll confirm with tarot. So underneath free will, I took forever in making up my mind up about our connection. Instead of speaking to you, I'd run away, indulge in unnecessary pleasures in order to ignore my feelings. So they're starting to realize it was their decision to do this. Again, it was the veils. It had to be done. You guys needed to heal. Holy shit balls. Sorry. Am I going to get flagged for that? First card, twin flame. This card, false flame. So what they kept running away from, they thought that you were toxic, you were abruptive. This isn't love. This isn't how love should make me feel. But they're starting to realize, listen to this card. You may think you found the one, but they wouldn't have caused you so much stress if they were. But then it says, wake up and realize our connection is the real deal. So they've gone through a transition. They've gone through the whole... That's why you guys need to work on your night's energy. For so long, the stress, the frustration, the anxiety, the lack of this, that they were like, this is karmic. This is not that they were putting labels on it, but they were probably, it was more, this is toxic. Okay. But now they're starting to realize this all had to happen. That's just blown me away. First card, twin flame. Last card, false flame. That's what's been blocking this, because of your reactions with one another. And watching. Doesn't surprise me. They got spy. Even if I'm God, I'm still connected to you in some way. Yeah, they're learning from you. I can't cut myself. I can't cut you off completely, but I'm afraid to return. My only interaction with you is through social media. I miss you. Makes so much sense. Okay, I just want to get what they want to say quickly. Then we're going to get just your perspective on this situation for what you need to change in your perspective. And then we'll get tarot and see what's coming. Okay, what do they want to say? Oh, sorry. Obsessed, and they're unsure about where you are right now, but they're obsessed. I think I'm obsessed with you. I think about you all the time. I stalk your socials. So again, another card of watching, and I hope to run into you when I'm out. You want to make sure, because I got a door knock at my door, right? if there is distance, there is something really off here. And it's not off, it's more of a strategy in their mind. If you are, and it's again coming, if you just all of a sudden see this person somewhere, they are seeking you out. Okay, that's not serendipity. This person is trying to align with you, right time, right, like whatever it is, there's something here to do with distance and I'm in the area or I'm this. But if you are in a shopping center or you're, why do I feel like you don't think this person knows where you live? Why do I feel like this person knows where you live, but you don't know that? Just the knock on the door, like I'm going back to that part. This whole, I hope to run into you when I'm out. I'm hearing, I'm planning to run into you when I'm out. There's a reason it's coming to my mind. That's this person's strategy. Just, you got to remember they're so scared of their emotion. And if you see this person randomly when you're out, be honest. Be like, did you plan this? Like, don't not be transparent, okay? They'll deny it, but be honest. Just saying. It's simple, really. How do I feel? How do I feel? I want you and us forever. Oh, God. Again, beautiful intention, but still a little bit of a mask energy, an immature energy here. Is it true? I heard you, so they could think you're dating someone. I heard you were dating someone. Is it true? Please tell me it isn't. And you got to remember, this person's on top of your socials right now. You might not even think that you are presenting like you've moved on. This is a fear of this person, and this is probably why they're also going to want to just touch the waters first. For the right collective, that should be a penny for you, okay? And this is why I always say, just, you don't want to be posting things online to make them feel jealous or whatever, it backfires. But this person, for the right collective, they think you're dating. So either you are dating, or they've heard along the grapevine, or through spying on you, you're kind of presenting that way. Okay, just, this is also going to add to their armor, so don't take it personally. Last one. They've got something to say. And they do. But the thing is, it's not going to present that way for this collective. Don't take it personally. There's something I really want to share with you. I'm waiting for the right time to tell you. They think, free will. It's the universe. Just saying. Okay. That's going to trigger so many people, me saying that. Sorry. My universal truth. Everyone's allowed their own opinion. You don't need to, and I see it, the spiritual community, we're here to unite. We're here to, and it's really sad, because I always say religion has taught us to segregate. Religion teaches us to divide. Spirituality is meant to unite, but yet we have got the most judgmental people in our community. Like, it blows my mind. A lot of spiritual arrogance. Like I said, that's my truth. I'm not telling that it should be everyone's truth. But when I have spiritual people write thing for fact in a comment, no, this should be like this. Sometimes I actually do. You guys will resonate. I'm not someone that will not alter my universal truth if something resonates with me more. That's not the case at all. But when someone's trying to impose an opinion or an outlook, just because we see differently doesn't mean neither of us is right or wrong. We are all equal. We all have our own line to source. Okay? I just want to make that clear. There's a reason I'm saying it. Maybe you've just been triggered by a person like that of recent. Okay, I just want to see your view on this current situation, and let's just get some advice for what needs to be tweaked, and then we'll get tarot. Okay. How do you view this person? Oh my God, you got the same card. So you're wanting the same thing, the lily energy. I just love you guys. We need to change this. So you want to establish this, you want this, you're going over the sexual approach yourself, yes, but you're wanting achievement. But this is what we need to change. So this right collective, as you're watching this, you're like, new beginnings, fresh start, this is going to rejuvenate, a new cycle's beginning and is springing into action. You're right, a new cycle is going to begin when you break the layer. So don't be focusing right now on this next point. This is time. This is time. We said that before. It's like you can feel something brewing, but you still have the wrong outlook, the expectation. And that's what keeps shooting you in the foot, this collective. You're correct. See it as a new start for a new cycle. But to get a new start, we need to weld out the old. We need to foreign swords the old. Okay. But you feel developments coming, which is nice. But again, because you have that, this is the mind frame that has set you up for failure every time. Because every time you feel they're brewing subconsciously, okay, this is it, and it doesn't end up being it because you still haven't broken free from the impulse with each other. You take 10 steps back and you get so disheartened and overwhelmed. Okay, so it's like you're half feeling the right thing, but we need to see it outside of the box. Yes, this can develop. Yes, this can create longevity. Yes, this can create achievement. But once we break the past cycle, okay? But you're also not silly. So maybe you know that the island here. So you do focus on this separation and how it's estranged, and you've had to transition from loneliness to independence, but you do believe it's protected. But even right now, when you think about this and new cycles, there's parts of you that do think about the blocks and the island that's been put in between you guys and how estranged your connection is right now, right? So you know deep in your core this is estranged. So it's about getting to know each other again, reintroducing each other again. That can't be rushed. So you can't start off with, oh, da 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 da. It's literally, how's life going? How's things been? What are you doing for your career now? Like it's getting to know each other, okay? As if you'd never met this person before. Although this collective, I think in the past you've always kind of rushed love, but we're breaking free from that cycle. So no, it's getting to know each other. Don't rush it. It's like you have all the right intuition, but there's things we're just not seeing completely correctly, if that makes sense. But your strength, love that. So right now as you're watching this, I'm in my strength. I'm in my self-belief. I'm in my wise energy. I am compassionate towards this, but I know I need to put myself first. I know this has got infinite potential, but I know my cup comes first. So this is the thing that you know to be on point, right? You know this to be on point. This doesn't need to be altered. So you strength when this emotion, this internal hurricane comes over you and you try and rush the process again. Okay. That is perfect. Perfect. Says you got a timing card here. So the next 7 to 14 days. Oh, we love this card. Go grab a book. Go grab a book. Run your hand on your bookshelf, right? A newspaper, whatever it is, magazines. Feel what you get drawn to. Pick up that book. My card's just signed. Turn to page 10 or 26 and see what the first line is. It's a message for the right collective from your angels, how to deal with this situation. Set that intention. Every time I see this, I always say, go grab a book and write it in the comments and see if it aligns with this message. It's a beautiful way to get... Hold on, I got to pick them up. It's a beautiful way to get signs from your angels, okay? But things that are a memory or hidden or mystery, secrets, the unknown, they got secrets as well. So this is stirring up a little bit within you as well right now. You know you need to handle this in a different way, more knowledge. I'm seeing my Page of Swords. It needs more of an intellectual approach, and you understand that. You know you shouldn't be leading off passion anymore, so you already know it, so don't fall into it. The magnetic pull, the temptation of the past habit when it arrives. But you know there's things that are hidden here when you're in belief. That takes some time to reveal. That's not all just going to come out from one conversation, okay? Oh my God, where they got the sun, masculine, you got the other sun card. This one isn't about ego. It does have pride here, but this is the big yes, the energy, the radiant, the success, divine masculine, victory, happy, warmth. So you got this underneath developing and stuff. You can feel it. Oh God. But then the negativity. I think sometimes maybe you feel cursed by this love. But actually, you know what? I'm going to backtrack here, because this is about going baggages and burdens. And so again, you're not silly, this collective. You know, to have longevity and stuff here, we need to heal the baggage and burdens. I can't pretend like everything's okay anymore. That's really good. That's really good. So again, because they're not you're in your emotional center. So did you see how them in their emotional center, they know, right? But when they come, the armor goes up. So you know right now, right, what needs to be done, but don't be triggered by their armor, because it should show you. When we're centered, we see things clearly. But as soon as shadow comes over us, right, it all goes out the window and we act from our trauma and our insecurities. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Right now, as you're watching this, you have strength. Make sure, even just when this happens, rewind to this part to have strength again. Okay? Rewind. Fast forward to this part. What's that song? I don't know the words, but that tune came to my mind. Can we get to the good part? You know? Don't mind me. They come out of nowhere. But you can't get to the good part till you fix this part. Don't try and rush it. Oh, the double rainbow. Stop it. So you're believing in divine intervention. You can smell it around the corner, the perfect timing. So release to it. Ascending from past habits. But remember the deviation about the serendipitous, the planned serendipitous moment. This is about serendipity. So maybe you've had intuition, you're just going to bump into this person. And I promise you right now, my angels, because there's a reason everything comes to my mind. If there is distance here and you just randomly bump into this person, that ain't random. That ain't serendipitous. That's planned. I just want to make it clear, because even the right collective, you've had this intuition. Especially, why am I seeing someone driving? Like, if you're walking and you see this person drive past, like, that is planned. I just have to make it clear. Just have to make it clear. Oh, but your loyalty. So even through the island, even through the island, that estranged connection, you still have had unwavering loyalty here. 18th of the 10th could be a birthday. That's the only one that's stuck. And 26th of the 10th. But you've always been supportive. There's something here about the olive branch as well. You've put your vulnerabilities and you've, given this person forgiveness without them even asking for forgiveness. So you've already let this person lead emotionally, okay? Because I think this is what comes over you, the compassion for them. The compassion for you comes first. It's part of this collective's layer, okay? But dependable, helpful, faithful companion. You've had faith here. And I think, again, the celibacy, I wouldn't be surprised if this collective, you haven't even shared a kiss with someone since this person. Strength. Hermit. So you're still evolving. I think sometimes you question if you will have the strength here, but you're evolving, you're finding peace and resolve. I think this is one area you get dealt with and it makes you question a lot, okay? But you're healing it. This last one, what's hidden here? The key, the solutions. So the solutions are still, because we haven't passed the cycle yet. Okay, but we're about to unlock something. We're about to unlock a mystery here. Right collective, you know it. You just need belief. Stop questioning your mind right now. But they're saying pay attention to the details and pay attention to your emotion. And you know this, Phoenix. Let this be a total renewal here. See how they got twin in all their parts? You didn't get it once. But you do feel there's harmony and some form of gift on its way. Harmony, happiness, love, reconciliation, openness. You know what I will say? One thing I love, that the twin not coming out. This collective, I think you've removed the label of it. twin flame, soulmate, karmic, fucking this, that. Blah. It's like the labels in the world for attachment disorders. It's like all the labels, you're just throwing them out the window, which I really like. It's funny, I did a personal reading this morning with one of my angels that I've been reading for a long time, and she said something beautiful this morning, and it made me reflect on a reading we did the other day here. And I said, the reading was, what's blocking you from your union? And there was this one beautiful comment that just stood out to me, and the comment was, nothing's blocking my union, it's the divine veils. It was something like that. And I just thought that outlook was so magical and beautiful. Complete detachment from blockages and this and that. It was just that, it just showed such a center, and it just showed such a belief and faith. And I just, that comment was very beautiful, and it was definitely noticed. And I loved that outlook that there's nothing blocking this but the divine and our healing. Like, I love that. And we talk about that all the time. And just seeing that comment, it was very refreshing, because you can see it's complete detachment from society's outlook on blockages and like, it is just no labels. And I love that. Beautiful. All right. I just quickly want to see how you see this person as an animal. And then we'll get into what's coming next. So you... they got it too. You guys are mirroring. This person got... they got the buffalo. You got the whale, they got the buffalo. And remember I said... Oh, wow. I got the bee. I think you really focus on the people around them. Bee's actually quite good. It's hardworking. It's about a beautiful community. But I feel when I saw this, I think sometimes you worry about the people around this person, or maybe you think this person I love it. They got the phoenix. You believe in their transformation. You believe that they've gone through a transformation, an overhaul, but you see them as a buffalo. So just like they see you as a whale get through any terrain, as the buffalo, through rain, hail, or shine, they will get to their end stop. You see a tenacity in this person, and I always say true soul connections, you reflect each other's strengths and weaknesses, but their drive to succeed or feel they're well directed. I think deep down you know this person's well directed. You know this person glows. They have a beautiful glow around them as well. They could be quite worldly. But the one thing that's a little bit, and it's funny what we perceive people to, this intimidates them by you. Your intellect, your worldly matter, your this, your that. But this collective, you believe they have the same strengths, which they clearly don't see in themselves. I'm actually going to get how this person sees themselves, because that just, it shows that you don't realize that your voice and your intellect creates intimidation, because the right collective, you think they're great with their expression just like you. They're not. Not at the moment anyway. Maybe when you go over simpler times and when you guys were like this, you remember that. But you've got to remember the time away, the estranged energy. This they definitely don't see in themselves. But this bee, I want to read this bee, because I more think this is what you think is around them through people, that they maybe really they burn themselves. What's that saying? Burn the candle at both ends with their environment. Maybe they don't have enough downtime for themselves. Hold on. Earnest, hardworking, and a Democrat. I know nothing about politics. I'm sure that's democratic. What's that mean? That's something with politics, isn't it? Sorry, don't judge me. The bee personality is a delight to be around, especially when there's team projects on the horizon. Bees love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the final task is complete. Buffalo energy. So maybe as well, you remember them being quite conquering towards you. Like when you were with them, this person clearly, when they've got something on their mind they need to accomplish, they need to claim it. And maybe this is also why doubt comes over you, because you have memories of once they were focused on you, there was nothing that was, they're very, very claiming. Like you were there, like that's mine kind of energy. And because you don't see that lack of direction, Buffalo Bee energy towards you, it disheartens you. They mustn't really care, they mustn't this. But you've got the Phoenix here. So again, just how their view on you intimidates them, your view on them in a weird way intimidates you. It activates that if they really cared, then they would have done what they did in the past to claim me. Okay. Right, collective, hopefully that drops a penny. They are sensitive creatures, aware of many subtleties, so they're very observant, very aware. And maybe this is another thing that disheartens you. If they just could see any kind of temperament change in you in the past, and you know, they were just very observant of your energy. Are you okay? Is everything okay? How are you feeling? How are you this? How are you that? And again, because you're having the lack of that, or every time they've come in, there's been the lack of sensitivity and empathy towards you and your motion, and you have imprinted visions of them understanding every little thing about you, even though you guys didn't really. Like, let's be real, again, you were blinded to your trauma and armor, because you have a lack of that observant nature towards your sensitivities. It makes you feel a bit disheartened sometimes, if you know it or not. They usually add creative details to the overall, so maybe they're very creative. I'm hearing musically gifted. Is this person, I heard musically gifted. For the most part, they have bustling, joyous personalities until they're tired from all the work, burning the candle at both ends. That's what I heard. Then they gripe, and there's something about their independence as well. This person can't be all work, no play. It doesn't work for them. I'm seeing my sea otter, a very young, vibrant, childlike soul. Okay. Let's get one more. Oh, you think that they're prowling, but waiting for the right time to strike too. But this is another feminine energy. So I think a big thing here is you remember this person's compassion, sensitivity, drive, especially for things that they wanted to achieve. And you've got memories of these qualities being implemented on you and your connection. And because there's a lack of that there, it's a trigger point for you. And I don't think you're aware of it. This is an imprinted vision of them here, right? So definitely, if you see them put so much effort into their life and their surroundings and the people they love, but you're not receiving that, of course that's going to create doubt. Okay, just how they see you put so much vulnerability, expression and emotion and stuff to the people around you, but then they're not receiving it, of course that's going to create doubt. Get it? Very nice. I just quickly want to see how they are seeing themselves quickly. How are they seeing themselves? And that was the vulture on the table, the fourth right approach. And so you even think they have some vulture in them, and they clearly don't think that at all. But anyway, let's see how they see themselves. The hyena. So they hide their emotion. The mask. That is my mask card. They come off charismatic, Knight of Wands, passive, this and that, sarcastic. But they've got all this emotion hidden within. But they know they're the lion. So they do know they have strength. They're very observant. They do know that about themselves. But they also know it's hard for them to be vulnerable and open. They hide. They hide through a mask, a layer, a charisma that's not even there. Well, it is there. They're clearly charismatic. But I mean, it's like, it's for show. It's for show. They have this within them. Very regal, very proud. Actually quite selective of the people they let into their life. They're very guarded in the soul. But king. Every time I see the lion, I think of the Lion King. I'm seeing a crown. That could be a sign. Crown. Really sad because this shows that they know that they're broken. They hate that they can't be raw and real with their emotion. They don't like it about themselves. But I will say this side note, I feel your person, again, is a little bit of a jokester and needs lighthearted energy. It can't be all work, no play, all seriousness. They don't thrive in that environment. They know when to be serious, but they're very lighthearted. It can't be all arguments, toxicity, this and that. It just weighs them down. Very Libra kind of energy here. Holy moly! So they know they're special. They got the cosmic egg. That's the final card in the... Oh, but they're only... Stop it. They're definitely healing. This is about only... Crack this much into the potential. It's like literally the world is their oyster once they believe and trust. They're in the part of their journey they're coming out very frequently. I believe, I don't believe, I believe, I don't believe. And feminines experience this. You have a very pivotal chapter, which is probably your longest chapter of the belief, disbelief, belief. It's like they're jumping in that loop right now. For them to see, and that's my, in this deck, twinny card for me, Cosmic Egg, the Moth and the Swan. So once again, they've got Twin Flame in their energy. But I think they're starting to believe in their stardust, their cosmic energy. They feel like they're about to hit the end of a story here and start a new one. So they're going through pivotal changes in their life. I feel this person, it's very weird because, again, this oyster card doesn't understand its beauty. It doesn't understand its greatness. It doesn't understand its power. So even though we've got this cosmic egg here, it's like, again, I think your person struggles with self-esteem, and this is why they have this hyena energy over their true core. But which means you saw them. You saw the real them. You saw through the veil. So stop taking the veil, the armor, the shadow personally. Remember them. I think you're the first person they've really showed their true soul to their whole life. And this is why maybe there was so much blame for so long. It's like they couldn't... For you, your trigger was their Knight of Wands approach. Their trigger from you was the Knight of Swords approach. The rapid making decisions. It's like they're smooth, this and that, not really paying attention to the nitty gritties. Because again, they're so observant. They're buffalo. They're this, they're that. You guys were so triggered by each other's armor, and then you would have your Knight of Swords reaction, right? And it broke them. It made them feel that maybe this isn't real. We can't get back to that level again. But it all had to happen. It was the divine veils. Okay. Beautiful. All right, let's roll the dice. I'm wanting to do 2 weeks ahead, but if a 6 comes out, I'm rolling for months. Okay. Anything else? Weeks. Wow. 1 week. 1 week. I want to do 2 weeks. I'm going to do 2 weeks. I'm going to do 2. Okay, so the next 2 weeks. 1 to 2 weeks. That's at 7 to 14 days. I cry at night. Okay. Oh my God, this is saying 3 to 4 weeks. I'm saying 2, but they're saying 3 to 4 weeks, reevaluating your plans, new perspective, have patience, reconciliation, letting go, healing, release, forgiveness, feeling hopeful. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. So if this is 3 to 4 weeks, but I'm hearing 2 weeks and they rolled 1 week, maybe this is a progressional journey before responding, reacting, whatever it may be. Okay, there's something you have to have patience with this. And that's your biggest thing that they're trying to heal with you, your impatience and your impulse. 3 of Swords in reverse. I'm hearing don't focus on the reconciliation. Let go of the reconciliation outlook. Okay. So they are going to present Page of Swords, flip it, nothing to say, not speaking their truth, unanswered questions. So it's going to come in dry. Okay. So don't let it be reactive for you. We know that's going to happen. It's not what they truly feel inside. You're getting tested with your trigger point again. It's going to be so just random. Tower, unexpected. I think it's going to be a shock. There is a reason I keep deviating, and the knock on the door, I feel not tower is in destruction. You want to hope you don't react in a destructive way, otherwise it will cause... It's the shocking moment. It's like the shocking event, the energy surge. I'm seeing like that surprise call. You're going to be like, huh? It's going to feel very like, did that just happen? Kind of energy. You know, the shock to the system? That's what I'm feeling. Oh, why do I get so invested? Be careful. They're going to come in very kind of, I don't want to say heavy part. It could come from a night out, but I just am seeing a shock moment. I'm hearing a couple things for this. It could come from an impulsive kind of night out as well, but just be careful. Other people's influences are going to kind of act. I just think the way they act, remember one of your trigger points is their Knight of Wands. If I don't respond, will they find someone else? Will they do this? So they're going to make sure that's triggered in some form of way in you. Okay. I want one more for that. Emperor. So it's really this underneath divine masculine. It's the way they're presenting, and there could be a father influence here as well, I have to say, but don't take what comes surface level. Just trust until you see that Emperor approach as well. Don't be letting your guard down. Be vulnerable and open, like I said, but not talk. I mean, letting guard down as in, let's go for a date, let's do this, speaking love emotion. No. Okay. It could be, why am I hearing a friend's birthday or a father's birthday or something? I just heard, so don't rush it. It's a 10 of coins. So this having patience, just have patience. Don't focus and just, it's a 10 of coins. Who cares when it comes in? That's marriage. That's foundation. That's permanence, right? That takes some time to ground. So don't rush it. Again, getting to know each other again. Don't focus on that. They're saying this is here. Don't focus on it. Let's get through this. We know that sign's still delivered, but we don't need to focus on it. All right. At all. Reconciliation. See, they're withdrawn. So why would you be focusing on reconciliation, overly emotional, moody, repressed? I'm not going to say manipulative. This person isn't intentionally coming in to manipulate you, but you and your outlook, your expectation, you're thinking, they're manipulating me again. No, they're not. They're just emotionally unaware. Okay. So they're going to show that it just confirms this whole reading. Why focus on this when you're not getting your emotional needs met? Okay. Boundary. Flip it, nothing to say. Maybe it is a little bit of manipulation, but this is about inner child wounds. So your armors are going to be activated. This is why they're not going to say anything. They're obsessed. I don't think they're manipulating you, but I think this collective, you're going to think that they're manipulating. It's not. It's their childhood wounds, their trauma, their armor that's coming up that's making them kind of not speaking their truth. But if you let that affect you, your trauma is going to go up as well. They're saying we are activating this. There's no escaping it. Now I'm worried about this tower because now I feel maybe for the right collective, you end up taking it personally. Heartbreaker. 3 cards in a row of manipulation. Revoked offer. Obsessed. 2 cards of obsession. Disappointment. It'll be for your own expectation. Okay. From seeing this, I feel, because I've separated this, I think you're going to end up reacting the same, this poor collective. I hope you don't. Because it means you're stuck on this, you're going to feel lack of support. Instead of 4 of Wands upright, it's in reverse. From what I can see, I really hope this finds you at the right time. I hope you find strength. I hope you don't rush. I hope you're not impulsive. I hope you're leading with logic and not emotion with this. From what I can see, unfortunately, this kind of looks like you're going to lead with emotion and you're going to get stuck again. You're going to feel the tower moment. You're going to feel disappointment. You're going to feel like you've been manipulated. I see this a lot in readings, personal and collectives. There's so much strength, but then when it happens, it's like you lose belief that you're still stuck on a layer and you're like, no, I can make it work. I'm the exception. I'm just going to put up with it again. I promise you, my angels, if you act with this how you've always acted with it, that's what's really going to push this person away. But again, I'm just here for advice. But from what I can see from energy, unfortunately, I do feel this collective, you're going to fall short to temptation and that night energy again. Sad. Let go of control issues. The only reason that you wouldn't act in center is because of the control. You want to control the outcome. Not going to work. They're saying to give this a chance properly, you need to let go. It's up to you. They will make the effort, but just not straight away. But again, it's to teach you patience. Can't have everything at the drop of a hat. Separation. So either you separate again or you can heal this separation. I want one more. Finances and career. Expressing love. Past life relationship. You got to get through this layer. It's not a I don't want to use the labels, but karmics you can manipulate. You can deal with this and just come. Divine's not. Until you actually heal this, I'll keep you in separation. Okay, the expression of love is going to come further down the track. It's not going to come now, so don't have the expectation for this collective. Relieve the impulse and the impatience. But again, it's up to you. It's your decision, your free will. I'm just here for advice. This duck, nearly every time. The pearl. You're both finding your pearl a bit more. Ducks, intuition. You could have a memory with ducks. Your intuition will be tested when this comes in, though. Seashells, get down to the beach. It is protected, but you got two of the chili pepper. You got two of my quickest moving charms. So rapid movement. Sea could be important. Citrine, Libra stone. Good luck. Good fortune, abundance, and kisses and hugs. I wouldn't be Russian, no kisses and hugs. Just saying, the leading sexually, that doesn't work here. Oh. All right, dice. Memories, birthdays, angel numbers. 20th of the 11th, 202, 222. 2nd of the 3rd, 3rd of the 2nd, 23rd of the 10th. 15th of the 7th, 2nd of the 1st, 1st of the 2nd, 3-3. Oh my God, 3-2-1, action. 3-3 could be a birthday as well. Portal energy. All right, my loves, I love you guys and have a good day. Find center before making a decision.